everyone, my name is Ronak and you're watching VectoArt. So in today's video we will learn how to create a sign up UI using Bunifu UI Framework in Windows Forms. So without any further ado, let's get started. Also, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do, it means a lot. So let's start by creating a project and select Windows Forms application and click on next. Now next, let's fill out the project properties. Give this project a name and then click on give this project a name and leave the rest of the details as is, and then click on create. Now first let's go to tools and manage NuGet package manager and go to the browse option and search for Bunifu. So this UI framework is not free, it is paid and you can use its trial version, and if you like it you can go ahead and purchase this UI framework. I am using the trial version here and I have already explained this process in the previous video. You can I will provide the link in the description and also in the cards on top. So now I have clicked on the project and I have installed this framework. Now if you go to the installed section, you will see that the UI framework is installed. Okay, now next you will see that if you in the toolbox all the controls are loaded under the Bunifu WinForms section. Okay, now next let's start using the controls. First let's select the ellipse control, Bunifu ellipse, and drag it on the form. So what this will do is remove the borders, form borders, and change it to a rounded form. So the form style will become automatically none. Now let's do one more thing. Let's add the drag control as well on the form, and once you add the drag control you will have to set the drag control's target property to form1. So I have already dragged the Bunifu drag control on the form like we did for the ellipse. Now I am changing the form startup location to center screen, and also I have removed the control box and I have changed the property to false so that we do not get the minimize, maximize and close buttons. So now if you run the application, you will see that we have the rounded edges for the border, and if you go to the drag control that we have dragged on the form1, you have to set the target control to form1 so that the form becomes draggable. So now if I run after setting the form1 as the target control, you can see that I am able to drag the control. Now next let's add some UI controls like text box, labels. All these controls I will be using the Bunifu version. So I have added the label control, and you can see that all the properties, major properties, important properties are directly provided in the context menu. So you can change the values here. So I have changed the font size to 14. Also I have changed the text. I will change the color, font 4 color to white. Yeah, that's it. Yes, now you can see that since we have our form color as white, we cannot see the label. Let's change the back color to black first and design the whole UI, and later let's change the color. So Now let's add a text box, and this is also one more control from Bunifu. So this text box has extended properties like rounded edges and placeholder text, which you do not see in a normal text box. So you can add the placeholder text and it will disappear once you start typing inside the text box. So in the context menu you can see that we have the placeholder text. I will type email in it and leave the text as blank and change the border radius to 5. This will give me a rounded edges. Also there are two styles. One is the Bunifu style which you are looking, and then there is the material UI design style. You can choose any of them. Okay, so let's remove the border, and now let's make copies of this text box and paste it on the form. Okay, so let's make copy and paste it. Copy and paste. Okay, so place it next, stack them, and then vertically, and then change the text box placeholder content. Also add a checkbox. So this checkbox also has different properties like the checked, unchecked, and intermediate stage. And also this has a radius property, so let's change the radius to 10. And if you go to the style, you have the flat and round style. So this does not have the text property, so we will have to add a label next to it. So let's make a copy of the we'll do one thing. Let's drag the label again on the form and set the text. So this is basically the acceptance checkbox for the terms and conditions and the policy. So let me type in the text, and also I will change the fore color to white. Okay, that's done. Now let's align all the existing controls, and yeah, let's resize the text boxes to match the checkbox content, and let's align it to the center of the form. Okay, so that's done. Now next, change the second text box to password. For that you'll have to go to properties and add a character inside the password character property. So doing so will change it to a password box. Next let's remove this text box and add a drop down instead. Yeah, I think to display the country we will need a drop down, so let's select a drop down control from Bunifu. Okay, and you can see that how beautiful it is designed. So let's add some items to it directly from here. Okay, so in real time I think you can load these values from the database, but for now I have just hard coded the values. Okay, So that's it for the drop down. Now next we will add a button. So there are two types of buttons here. I will go with the second button, that is the button 2. You can also go for the button 1, you can explore that, but here I am using button 2. So these buttons have nice features like icons to be placed on the left or the right, and then text padding, then the border radius, and also the style. So now let's set the text, set the font size, set the border radius to 5, and let's change the button color to green, and let's set the same color for the border. Okay, and yeah, so that's done. Now let's add a separator for the other login methods. So we have a separator control as well. So let's add it below the create account. uh, okay, we have properties like line color, line style, dash cap, all that. So you can also turn this into a dashed dotted line. Okay, so we need some text between the uh, separator. So let's resize the separator and then copy and paste the existing label control, and then change the text. Let's add the text to have the social media links. Okay, now that's done. Now let's copy the separator again and place it on the right hand side. You can also keep one separator, extend it throughout, and then add the label and change the label's background color property to black or whatever color is your form background color. So now I have made a copy of the button, and now this will be the Facebook button, and this one will be for Twitter, and the last one will be for Google. So let's resize the buttons. Let me do one thing. Let's delete all the buttons that we have and make the copy of the last button, because that size I think it is appropriate. You can also take the size of the form and divide it by 3 and then use the exact values. This I'm just trying some things. So the first one will be for Facebook, so let's change the color to a dark blue. I'm just trying some colors so that I match the exact color that Facebook uses, or else you can just use your color picker and find out the color that Facebook uses by downloading an image and then finding out the color using the paint or any other application. So here I am adding the images to the resources. I have already downloaded these images from icons8.com. You can download your images from there. Also, this code is available on GitHub. You can download the source code from the link in the description. Um, and also I will provide the link for this website to download images in the description. So I have selected the Facebook icon and I have clicked on OK now. And once I do that, you will see that the icon has appeared next to the text. So I want some padding between the text and the icon, so I will add a text padding to the left, 10. Yeah, that's done. So I will do the same process for the rest of the two buttons on the screen. Let's change the color to aqua, I guess. Yeah, maybe a darker shade of it. Maybe this one is better than the rest. Yeah, let's copy the same color for the border. Let's just copy that and paste it there. Yeah, and also let's change the text to Twitter. And now let's browse the icon for Twitter. Add a padding of 10 for the text and done. So this is the last button that we are going to change. Let's quickly change the color to red and change the text to Google. Set the font size and finally the image. And one last thing, that is the text padding. Yeah, that's done. Now let's move all the controls up and let's add one more information on the bottom, and we can add a button so that if we have any other, if you already have a account, then we can simply click on login, so we can add that link button here. But for now I am just adding a label. Yeah, so that's done. Lastly, what we will do is we will change the radius to 5, because I see the text box is the checkbox is too round. Also we will change the back color to white now that we have done designing the uh, form. And finally we will change the label 4 color to black. Okay, and yeah, so that's done. So hope you all liked watching this video. If you do, please do subscribe to my channel, and you will get notifications for my upcoming videos. Thank you.